Are we waiting for him?
Wait, I'm not gonna be like, hey, sorry.
Stop it.
I will be serious, I promise. Well, I think it's important to know that breast cancer can and does happen to young women. And I think it's also important to know that if something doesn't feel right and someone dismisses your fears or something that you're feeling, because you know your body best, then you should go find a second opinion. You need to be your own best health advocate for sure.
When I got the diagnosis after my double mastectomy, my oncologist even encouraged me to go get a second opinion. You know, I wasn't comfortable with the chemo treatment she laid out, and she said, I encourage you, go get a second opinion, do a lot of research, reach out to other breast cancer patients and survivors, just to make sure that you're educated yourself.
A lot of people get wrapped up in Breast Cancer Awareness Month with all the pink, and they kind of buy and they think they're helping. But I think you need to educate yourself when you do purchase those breast cancer products to make sure it's going to an organization where the money actually goes to either funding for a cure or supporting women who are currently going through treatment, because it's still important to support the women going through it as well as finding a cure. You can take part in so many breast cancer walks and bike rides, and you can help out amazing organizations like Pink Hands for Cancer by giving your recycling bottles. They turn that into cash to support young women with breast cancer and going through it, whether it's cooking meals or getting them rides to treatments or doctor's appointments.
There's a lot of foundations out there, organizations that don't do as much as you think they do, or a lot of the money donated goes to admin fees or goes to some of the positions. Yeah, so definitely do your research, and I would say ask breast cancer survivors questions and what foundation. So for both of us, the YSC and Tour to Pink rides that we've done, and Pink Hands for Cancer, they really do give back, and they really care, and they're about educating and supporting and really being advocates for breast cancer survivors. So not just all about the month of October and the pretty and the pink and all that, but really what it's about. And I think a lot of focus too on young survivors who have their whole lives ahead of them, and it affects us in different ways.
Yeah, we have incredibly different needs than our older counterparts.
Yeah.
Like with me, it was my fertility journey. You know, because of organizations, I was encouraged to preserve my fertility and was able to get a scholarship to have it paid for, because we all know that's super expensive. And then, they help with other things like your sex drive. That changes a heck of a lot after chemo, and just your body. When you're a 20-something going through cancer and you've had these radical surgeries, it's a new you, and they help with your mental state to be able to talk to others. And it's much different than if you're 60, 70 and you've had your children and you've had your career and you've had your marriage or whatever. And then if you're a younger woman, and I was not married, I did not have children, I didn't have any of that. Our needs are so much more different than our older counterparts, for sure.
Yeah, I think the whole reconstructive process is so different for younger survivors, because women that are older in their 60s and 70s, a lot of them don't even go through the reconstructive process. But for us, it's you want to feel whole again. You want to go through the whole reconstructive process. With Pink Hands for Cancer, I was the first recipient of the Make It Happen donation, which was really cool. So one final aspect of the reconstructive process is not covered by insurance. So I was having a conversation with Tony, and he's like, wait, tell me about that again? What's not covered? And he's like, all right, we can make that happen. So then that's kind of how that came about. Just that whole thing and all the different surgeries. Because again, you want to feel like you're kind of put back together, and what was taken from you, like you're just whole again. So very different.